Hello! I wanted to show you how English Language Arts is going to look now that you're not doing it in Odyssey. You will come over here and you're going to click on your grade level Language Arts, and it'll bring you to something that looks like this. You're going to see the reading section of your class is going to be done in Reading Plus, and this just kind of tells you how to get there and what to do. It says click here to go to Reading Plus, and this will send you here. Your daily routine should be one C-reader, one iBalance, and one read-around activity in the beginning. It takes approximately 15 minutes, but let's say it takes you 17 to finish this. Don't stop at 15 minutes because I wrote 15 minutes. You finish one of these, one of these, and one of these. The other thing is, if there aren't any iBalance, because sometimes kids do so well that they don't get assigned a lot of iBalance, try to do an extra read around that day or an extra C reader, because it does give you rewards if you do more or you get better scores. When you do go to Reading Plus, you're going to key in Volusia Online as your school code, and then it's the same login as Odyssey. You're going to do 1 and then your alpha, and then the password is your 8-digit birthday. When you're done with Reading Plus each day, you can go to this website, Moodle, to do your writing. Remember, you go to Moodle for attendance, so make sure you click into Moodle once a day to show them that you are doing your schoolwork. Each week, this is how writing's going to look. Day 1, which is generally Monday, you're going to write an original piece of writing. You're going to turn it in on day 1. I'm going to look at it, I'm going to grade it, I'm going to make edits and suggestions. On day 2, you're going to use the same piece of writing you did on Monday. You're going to edit it based on what I say and my suggestions. You're going to revise it yourself. You might see stuff you want to fix yourself. And then on day 3, well, actually day 2, you're going to turn it in again. I'm going to look it over and make my suggestions, see if there's anything you need to fix, send it back to you. Day 3, you're going to complete your final edits on the piece. You're going to publish it, which means send it to me. We can find cool ways to publish it. We could put it in a Prezi, we could put it in a PowerPoint, we could do lots of things. So if, let's say, you get it down and you're really great and it's all wonderful here, you'll have a day and a half maybe even to make it really cool and put it in a Prezi. Day 4, you're going to do writing in the Reading Plus website, and day 5 you're going to do a new piece of writing in the Reading Plus website. And you see the 30 minutes underneath each of these. Each day you are expected to write for Language Arts for at least 30 minutes. Sometimes it's hard to keep track of that, so what I did here was I put a timer for you to use so you know how long you've been writing. You're allowed to write for 45, you're allowed to write for an hour, but you have to write for at least 30 minutes. So you would click start, and then it counts down. You see that? And actually a little pop-up comes up when 30 minutes is up. Let's take a look at week 1. Each week you work with Language Arts, it'll be a new folder. Week 1 is expository. I like to right-click and open in a new tab. Here are extra files that will help you write your expository story, or essay rather. It'll link you to this file here, but just let you know this will always be available. It's got rubrics, it's got suggested words, it's got tons of good stuff, so check this folder out. Let's look at the essay. It says, day 1, complete the response, submit, the teacher review your teacher edits, edit your piece, add details, resubmit. On day 2, day 3, it says review the teacher edits, edit your piece, publish it. The question says, choose a game or video game, write a paper explaining how to win the game. The paragraph should begin with transition words like first, next, then, last, and finally. Click here to see an excellent list of transition words that show sequence. So right-click, open in a new tab. Let's see. Oh, there you go. So you could borrow some of these words. In conclusion, before you do that, at that time. So they have really good words in here that you should use for your story. It says, to find a rubric and sample essays for the expository writing, click here. So let's right-click, open in a new tab, and this is the folder like I was telling you, resources for expository writing. So it's got an editing checklist. Did you edit it? It's got the rubric. responding to text rubric, sample essay on how to write a expository essay, and then instructions on writing. So I started my story already, my essay. At the top, I have Mrs. Parodi's expository essay, How to Win Apples to Apples. That's the game I'm choosing to write about. I've got my outline here, my 5 paragraphs. It says explain the start, red cards, green cards. If it's your turn, paragraph 2. If it's someone else's turn, paragraph 3. Paragraph 4, tips to win, and then how you win. So I started writing my essay, and then the timer went off, and I thought I got pretty far, so I'm going to submit it to the teacher. I do write my essays in Microsoft Word because it's easier to edit it over here. Also, it'll underline any misspelled words or things that they're concerned about. So I encourage you to Microsoft Word. Click File, Save As. You always do Save As because Save As lets you pick where you put it. I put mine on my desktop because I like seeing it there. And I'm going to label this very carefully. To Apples, Day 1. And then put my name so the teacher knows whose file she's looking at, and save. So I want to turn this in because I did 30 minutes of writing, and I want my teacher to see that. Go down to the bottom, Add Submission. I'm going to attach the file right here, add. We want to upload a file. I want to look for it. Remember, I put it on my desktop, so it'd be easy for me. And I just find it. I have a lot of files here, so perfect. So then I am going to click open and then upload the file. This turns it into the teacher. Save changes. So now I'm done for day 1. The timer didn't go off, but I was writing for 30 minutes beforehand. The teacher's going to fix it and probably attach it back here for me to look at. I edit it. I add details. I add descriptive words. And then I'm going to, once I've done that, I'm going to save it as day 2. Save as. Apples to Apples, Day 1. I added a whole bunch of stuff. Didn't you see me do that? It was so cool. I added a lot of good things. And I'm going to click Save on Day 2 after I've added all the cool stuff. So if I wanted to add Day 2 for her to grade on Tuesday, I come down here, I click Add. Same way I did it before. Upload a file, browse, and you just got to find it. I have a lot of stuff, I'm sorry. Day 2. Open. Upload this file. So see, now I've got 2. I just saved changes, and you can see the difference between day 1 and day 2. Oh my goodness, I'm doing so well. I'm adding so much stuff. And then if I were to publish it, let's say, I could edit a submission on day 3 and attach my story the same way. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense. So then let's start with day 4 now. Day 4 says submit a writing assignment using the Reading Plus website. I want to show you where that is. Once you log into Reading Plus, your dashboard should look like this. You've got iBalance, you've got CReader, you've got Read Around. Down here, you've got writing. Click there. And then you've got a list of all the stories that you read in the CReader program in Reading Plus. You pick the one you like the best or the question you like the best, and it should look something like this. It says, in Bag of Money, 2 young men find a bag of money. This is just an example. You don't have to pick this story. As they walk along the road, if you and a friend found a bag of money, what would you do? Use examples from the selection and information you already know to support your decision. So you would write your story down here. You can write your outline. First paragraph, I want to talk about this. Second paragraph, I want to talk about this. Remember, you only put little notes here. You get a higher score if I see your planning, so do put an outline, please. And then you'll write your draft, and you're going to keep it as a student draft. You're not going to change it for teacher review. If you keep it as a student draft, you can go back and change it. Teacher review means you can't change it. So if you get a low score, you can't bring it up. Keep student draft, and then click Save. See? So then you can exit out. Once your 30 minutes is up, you exit out, you write this whole thing for 30 minutes, and then press X. So then you can move on to science or social studies or whatever you have left to do after your 30 minutes of writing. So remember again, Reading Plus, you're doing one of each day. C-Reader, iBalance, Read Around. You do one every day. After you do Reading Plus, you can do your writing. Day 1, 2, and 3, you're writing one essay. Pick whatever you'd like to write about for 30 minutes out of the list. Day 5, you pick a new writing prompt out of the list. You save it in there, but you do not submit it. That will count for your writing grade this way in Moodle. Please let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.